See through the false front. One who is good at combating the enemy fools it with inscrutable moves, confuses it with false intelligence, makes it relax by concealing one's strength, deafens its ears by jumbling one's orders and signals, blinds its eye by converting one's banners and insignias, confounds its battle plans by providing distorted facts. Wow. The false front is the oldest form of military deception. It originally involved making the enemy believe that one was weaker than in fact was really the case. A leader would feint a retreat, say, baiting a trap for the enemy to rush into, luring it into an ambush. This was the favorite tactic of Sun Tzu. The appearance of weakness often brings out people's aggressive side, making them drop strategy and prudence for an emotional and violent act. When Napoleon found himself outnumbered in a vulnerable strategic position before the Battle of Austerlitz, he deliberately showed signs of being panicked, indecisive, and scared. The enemy armies abandoned their strong position to attack him and rushed into a trap. It was his greatest victory. In general, as advocated since the days of ancient China, non-players present a face to the world that promises the opposite of what they are actually planning. Daily law: never take appearances for reality. As from the 33 Strategies of War, Strategy 23, weave a seamless blend of fact and fiction. Misperception strategies. That's the book I have in my bag right now. 33 Strategies of War. I'm still waking up. Felt a bit off the last couple days. Probably that bug that will be forever flying around. Thank you, Dr. Fauci. Appreciate it. Aside from that, I don't know. I need some drink. Put this back. Well, for the most part, I've been trying to stay off social media. I mean, just kind of maybe like I used to really like to be in like the comment sections and like check out what's going on and give my 2 cents. But now it just seems like it's all such bullshit. It's like not even worth giving a comment towards because it's all a bunch of theater anyways. None of it's real. Not in a way that we want to believe it is anyways. So what's the point? I'm not gonna... I didn't realize that was a carbonated drink. But it really seems like everything is geared towards it's getting you involved in a world that's not your own. It seems like they want you so focused on everything that is happening on the outside of you that it doesn't give you time to sit and properly think, contemplate about what's going on inside of you in terms of like your self-development and what it is you might be able to achieve in life. Obviously, some people are better at ignoring that than others. I'm pretty sure people that were brought up properly and whose parents didn't allow them to watch too much TV or play too many video games or, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure their level of self-development far exceeds the average commoner. The family that can afford to have a single parent income because that one person makes enough. So they have like a stable parental figure at home, guiding them through the most formative years of their development, which is their early childhood. I would think. But who knows? What do I know? I'm just a commoner. But that's what it really does seem like. It's like a circus. What else did I hear about? Oh, I heard, and obviously it's been labeled a conspiracy theory, but I thought it was interesting that there is a post going around, and they're trying to get people concerned about ticks. And supposedly someone found, I forget what state this was in, but they found what they're calling a tick box. And what they're saying happened is that these tick boxes are being dropped from planes, I guess, into areas to dispense ticks out into the environment to spread diseases. And supposedly, this post is going around in conjunction with like a new scare about the hantavirus, whatever the heck that is. And of course, people are saying it's a bunch of BS, and yes, there are things known as tick boxes, but how they describe them as, it's not to dispense ticks, it's actually to collect ticks. And some I guess it's like a rodent or whatever. I guess that's supposed to lure a rodent to go into it or through it, and it's supposed to like collect the ticks off of it. It's a bunch of nonsense either way. But what I found interesting was there's a side effect of being bitten by a tick. I think, if I remember correctly, there's a specific name for the tick. I don't know if it's like the Lone Star tick or Morning Star, something like that. But the side effect is you gain an allergic reaction to eating red meat, I believe. Which I thought is fascinating. I didn't know that could happen. And from what I heard, there's been I've been hearing this for a while now, and this is super tinfoil hat information, but I had heard that they had been wanting us to get off of eating red meat for a while now, and that's why meat's become so expensive. Especially red meat. steak, bison, and all that stuff is very expensive. In the last maybe couple years or so, let's just say last 5, let's say 10 years, the price has shot up exponentially. But I thought that's interesting that a tick bite could do that. And then I heard that one of the more common diseases transmitted by ticks is Lyme disease. I have an itch on my ankle. Speaking of bites. But if you look into Lyme disease, there's speculation, of course, in the tinfoil hat world, that Lyme disease was engineered. It's not a naturally occurring disease in nature. It was engineered and dispensed through ticks. It's pretty wild. All this stuff. Who knows what's true and what isn't? You just can't tell anymore. Which I think is part of the plan. Going back to that page I just read. I mean, if you flood the signal with enough information, accurate and inaccurate, at some point it gets to where people don't know what to believe anymore. Which is it's interesting. So it's also another good way to regulate who in the population is on what side of the operation when it comes to the government. Who's actually supporting what the government's doing, who's not so in support and more prone to the opposing side of any issue. Like the little bug from Wuhan. But yeah, who knows? The shadow knows. Yep. Yeah, it would have been nice to experience life in one of those periods of time where none of this stuff was happening. Or it was happening at such a distance it really didn't touch the average person. The fact that everybody has the world's information in the palm of their hands it's kind of annoying. I envy the simple life of way back in the day. Even just the going back as far as my childhood, where the channels on TV would go offline, it would stop, and you would get that static screen until the morning. Even going back to that point would be so much better. Or just a world with cell phones that weren't smart. That's not even that far back.
You know, call whoever you needed to call, but you didn't. Even, let's say, before social media. That's not even that far. You know, you had the internet, you just didn't have social media. The life before the algorithm. How about that? Life before the algorithm was much better. And really, all the algorithm is a mirror. It's a mirror of your consciousness. Because it's only giving you more of what you've already looked at, or what you've looked at the most. That's all the algorithm is. It's like, oh, you like that? Oh, let's give you more of that. Let's give you everything you like over and over again until your mind is so overrun with your own self-absorbed obsessions that you're just drowning in it. And for some people, it's just whatever. It's like cars. You know, maybe guys will be into cars and women. So it's got nothing but fucking booty accounts and all these influencer chicks that just that's all they do is just show their ass and tits and all that, and then cars and whatever. And what would the equal opposite be for the average woman? I don't even know. Guys are more easy to figure out. We're simple creatures. We're very visual. I think that's the divide, right? The men are more visual and the women are more cerebral, supposedly. On average, anyways. And they keep you in I guess the phrase would be your walled garden. Right? Everybody has their walled garden. Everybody's algorithm is different, so everybody's world is different. No, we're not even living in the same world anymore. Everybody's world is perceived through these little digital devices that are just infecting us like a tick. It's pretty interesting to see happen. And I've scaled back my social media consumption so much. I have vaguely any information coming my way. I just lost interest. You know what kind of probably helped that was AI. Because I got real interested in constructing all this stuff that I am eventually going to do something with. Actually, to figure out that next step. We'll see what I could do with that. But anyways, I spent a lot of time on that, so that kind of broke the habit of, the time I would have been scrolling, I put towards, well, how does this work? So I dove into Claude. And now my mind's more concentrated on how to use that. Because I like that. That's something I can use rather than just staring at it mindlessly. I'm trying to figure out, okay, this is a tool I can use. How can I use this tool best to my advantage for the benefit of all? So that's how I'm focusing on it. I'm not just doing it for me. I want to do it to help other people better themselves who want to. And I'm not like so egotistical that I think everybody needs to hear what I have to say, but there's people that probably would benefit from it. So I'm looking to help them. If you already know all this stuff, I'm not for you. You can F off. Ooh, it's a big truck. Woo. Everybody is moving this morning. There's a lot of cars on the road right now for... It doesn't normally look this crowded. Well, let's see. Let's see what I can come up with. But yeah, I think that's what broke my social media viewing pattern, was AI. So that's a good thing. And I like that I'm obsessed with something that's like that requires my input. Like social media doesn't require you to input anything. It just requires you to be on it, staring mindlessly. You know, maybe reading some stuff, maybe commenting on some stuff, but you're mostly just staring at it, doing nothing. But AI will sit there and do nothing until you do something first. For now, anyways. Until they release the sentient version, then it'll be a problem. At that point, we're all in trouble. I guess what I'm kind of thinking of right now at the moment would be considered event promotion. Because if I'm going to get this out there in a way that people would want to attend, like a training lesson, or like commit to like a full course, that's what I'm going to have to learn how to do, is promote myself, which I'm not super experienced with doing. The whole self-promotion thing. But I gotta do it. So I downloaded all the AIs. Now I have them all. I collected the whole set. I know some of them can do video. And I was like, oh, well, maybe, just maybe, I could create like these little, I guess, shorts to help promote. I can maybe use AI video to do it. We'll see. It's just a thought. I figure, screw it, all this is going to be out there anyways. Might as well use it, or get used by it, was the phrase that came to mind when all this stuff first started worrying people. Like, well, you're not going to stop it. It's going to be everywhere. AI is going to be everywhere. It's the tidal wave you cannot stop. You're either going to swim with the current or you're going to get washed away by it. Right, I'm almost there. I have gotten over the hill. And I've never worked with an AI that can do video. Apparently, Grok can. I'm kind of curious to see what the input is for video generation. Like, can it turn mere words into a video? I'm pretty sure it can. And then I'm certain it could take pictures and turn that into video. That's pretty much why everybody was freaking out over their digital rights when it comes to these actors and stuff. Now anybody can take an actor's image and create something from it. And I guess it's like just like a prompt. You know, if you give it enough images, the more wording and precise articulation that a worded prompt is given, when you feed it to an AI, you get a better output. So I'm pretty sure that's how the video works. You know, the more stuff you give it to chew on, the better it can digest and give what you want as an export. I don't know that I want to give it me. I don't know. I'll start with words and see what it does from there. Alright. Let's see. Road work ahead. They're closing lanes, so I got over. Just get in front of this person. That would be... Okay, that lane is closing anyways. At least that one. Maybe 2 lanes are closing. I don't know. Yep. I got in the right lane. Hopefully all this ends before my exit, because if not, I'll have to cut this video short, because that has happened. It's completely blocked off my exit once, and I have to take the next one, and I'm not familiar with this area, so I have to open up my maps, and then there's this weird turnabouts out here that I'm not super familiar with. Let's see, I think we're all right. Yep, we are okay. Well, yeah, I guess that'll be my playtime today to see exactly how to generate. And it'd be interesting if I could generate video from an audio file. Because I had these small audio files generated from some of the documents I made. They sound what would be like promotional, like audio spots, like almost like what you would integrate to like maybe a commercial to advertise for something. And they're only like maybe 5 minutes long, 6 minutes long. But if it can create video from an audio, that'd be interesting. Because it's like a podcast, it's like two people talking, like a man and a woman, and they're talking about the document I made. So we'll see, I don't know. We shall see. Alright, final couple turns, and then I have arrived. That's funny. There's a truck right there. I don't know what they're advertising, but they have a big car sticker on the side for whatever business that is. And they made it look like a big dog is hanging out of the back window. I guess what would be maybe a Tibetan Mastiff? That's what it kind of looked like. Either that or like a gigantic, huge chow. I'm here. All right. Things off. Park. Break. Okay. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Let's go to work.